Hello and welcome to Breakfast Show right here on Radio Nigeria, Coal City 99 FM. My name is Ekene Odiugwe. On March 8th, we joined the world to mark the International Women's Day 2026. A day not just for celebration but for reflection and action. Across Nigeria, young women are more educated, more vocal, more ambitious than ever. Yet, leadership spaces, whether in governance, business, community development, or even the media, remain largely dominated by men. So the big question this International Women's Day is asking, or it's posing, is not whether young women can lead, but how can they begin preparing for leadership right now with the tools, mindset, and support they need to succeed. To help us unpack this important conversation, we are joined by two remarkable women who are not only talking about change, but actively building it. First, I have with me Promise Ogechukwu, the founder of the Promise Initiative for Leadership, Empowerment and Development, an organization focused on grooming young women for leadership, confidence, and impact. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Also joining us is Kelechi Ibeako, Women Development Coach, Executive Director, She Can Transformation Foundation, and real estate expert, who works closely with women on personal growth, economic empowerment, and leadership readiness. Welcome and good to see you again, Angela.
Thank you so much, and I'm truly glad to be part of this conversation.
Let's begin with you, Promise. When we talk about young women preparing for leadership, what does that really mean in today's Nigeria? Beyond motivation, what should preparation actually look like?
You see, when we talk about young women preparing for leadership in today's Nigeria, and even the world generally, we are not just talking about mere motivation, right? What we are talking about is readiness. What we are talking about is discipline. What we are talking about is the heart that is willing to lead, the heart that is fueled with conviction, with compassion. And it is that fueling of conviction and compassion that presents you as a leader. Because leadership is beyond title. Leadership is about capacity, about competence. Leadership is literally influence. It is responsibility. It will take a lot from you. And if that is the case, it means that preparation must be initiated. It means that preparation must be in place. You will start building yourself before anybody start giving you position. In fact, position is an aftermath of proper leadership. It means that you are learning how to solve practical life challenges through submission, through being accountable, through serving, to learn from people who have gone ahead of you. It means that you're learning from those people how to speak, how to get yourself ready, how to present yourself, show up. You're learning how to solve critical problems. You see, leadership is about problem solving. Is not the contemporary aesthetic we see on the social space these days, where we allow even the AI to solve our minimal problems. You must be able to be a thinker. These days, young people no longer think. And you must know how to think to be able to solve problems. So leadership is about preparedness. It's preparation. You are going to know how to manage your emotion, learning to build character. You have to know how to volunteer. Part of what I have championed and I'm championing today started from volunteerism, and I still volunteer. And so it's a journey, and you must be humble enough to engage in this journey. Thank you.
And to you, Angela, from your experience mentoring young and coaching women, what are the key skills young women must deliberately build today if they want to lead tomorrow?
For me, this International Women's Day is not just a celebration. It is a great reminder that leadership is something every young woman must prepare for today, intentionally and not accidentally. We must start leading from wherever we are. So there are key skills every young woman must build in order to lead today and tomorrow. And from my experience of mentoring young women, I've realized that leadership doesn't start with a position. It starts with preparation, because leadership is first mindset and a skill set. The first skill is self-awareness. A young woman must understand who she is, her strengths, her weaknesses, her values, and what she stands for. If you don't know yourself, you will easily be influenced, intimidated, or silenced. The second skill is communication. I mean effective communication, which brings about confidence. Many young girls and women are intelligent, very capable, but they struggle to express themselves boldly. You see, leadership requires the ability to articulate your ideas clearly, to negotiate firmly, and speak with conviction. So leadership requires you to speak clearly, ask questions, challenge respectfully, and articulate your ideas without fear. And now the third skill is decision making and accountability, as well as responsibility. Leaders make choices and stand by them. So young women must understand that leadership means learning to make informed decisions, accepting the consequences, and growing from those mistakes instead of shrinking from them. And that is why at Chican Transformation Foundation, we teach that leadership is built daily through discipline, self-development, and courage.
Back to you, Promise. Many young people struggle with fear, self-doubt, and lack of support. What practical steps can young women take to overcome these internal and external barriers to leadership?
Thank you. I think this question is absolutely practical. I tell people that fear is a product of something. Fear is a sign that you don't know something. However, I'm not trying to do away with the reality of fear and self-doubt, because I see it every time, I mentor young women, I speak with them, they are around my space. Many of them are quite talented. You could see that this person is a material, this person is somebody that could do well, but they don't believe they are ready. So the first practical step I can recommend is start now. Before you think you are ready, start. Before you want to get to that big place, start. How do you start? I've mentioned it previously. Be available to volunteer, okay? Young people are no longer giving to service and volunteerism. Everybody wants to champion a cause without serving. In our Igbo tradition, because I come from the eastern part of Nigeria, we believe in apprenticeship, we believe in mentorship. The idea is for you to learn from your predecessors. Whatever you want to become, you must submit yourself to learn it. And that is how you gradually start building confidence. Confidence doesn't just grow, it can't suddenly show up. It's on everyday routine that you build that confidence. And because you're learning, you are being confident to tackle certain kind of issue, be around certain kind of conversation, because you know that you're heaping knowledge in yourself. Volunteer to do that. That is how, you start building confidence. And secondly, you must learn how to change your environment. If you are constantly around people who, belittle your dreams, you will begin to shrink, and you may not realize it early. So find one or two people who believe that you have something, even when they are not seeing it, even when it's not apparently glaring. Okay, people who truly trust that you are big and you are going to be big, it makes a very big difference. And thirdly, invest in knowledge. I've said that. So stop also comparing your journey. I will keep saying it. Social media has made comparison even worse. It's doing more harm in this area. So you must learn that leadership is not competition. It's not about what every other person is doing. Is impact, and that impact comes from who you are becoming and identifying the area you are called to, champion your cause. I tell my young women, the world may not always clap for you, right? But you must learn to applaud your little effort. That way you put your interest in what you are building.
Economic dependence often limits women's voices. Angela, you've been working in real estate. So how important is financial empowerment to leadership? And what can young women realistically start doing now to gain economic confidence?
Honestly, financial empowerment is absolutely very critical in leadership. It is foundational. And when women are economically dependent, her voice can break. Her voice becomes weak. She may compromise her standard because she lacks options. But financial stability gives a woman confidence, and confidence is what strengthens leadership. So young women must start to take accountability seriously. Young women can start preparing economically in simple ways that are powerful. First, you need to learn a skill that generates income for you. See, in today's world, there are digital skills, creative skills, vocational skills. There is no excuse not to build capacity. So learn a skill today that has the capacity to generate income for you. Number 2 is to learn basic financial literacy. Understand savings, understand budgeting, investing, and managing money wisely. Earning without managing is not empowerment. Every young girl today must learn the power of 3 M's. These M's is how to make money, how to manage money, and how to multiply money. Now, the third one is to start small but stay consistent. Even small savings or side projects build economic confidence over time. The truth is that empowerment without financial stability leaves women vulnerable. True leadership requires economic strength.
If you're just joining us, this is Breakfast Show, Coal City 929 FM, Enugu, and we are talking on International Women's Day 2026. How young women can prepare for leadership today. Our guests are Ogechukwu Promise of the Promise Initiative for Leadership Empowerment and Development, and Angela Kelechi Ibeako, real estate expert and a women development coach. Also, remember you get to listen to this conversation by joining us as we stream online on coalcityfm929.net.ng. Now, Promise, mentorship keeps coming up in leadership conversations. How can young women find mentors, not just mentors, people who will not take advantage of them? And how can programs like yours help close the leadership gap?
Thank you. I am a product of mentorship, and I am still a product of mentorship. So it's unnegotiable. Mentorship is as important as your dream, is as important as execution. In fact, nothing should be placed ahead of mentorship. What it does for you is that you are climbing on the shoulder of people who have gone ahead of you, so you don't necessarily repeat all their mistakes. So young people these days, they don't longer want to do this because they think it's slavery. They think you are trying to suppress them. They think, oh, you don't want us to shine. They think you're trying to control, what they do. And that is one sign that they don't know anything. Because the person who wants to guide your life knows when you should talk and when you should not talk. I know that part of what has shaped me is mentorship. 80%. We were taught when to talk, when not to talk, how to respond to issues, how to put out ourselves there, how to manage people. If I talk about what I face on every single day, meeting young people who no longer believe that they should be mentored. It's so sad. It's so sad. Look around you. If you want to be successful, I beg you, is there a woman in your workplace you admire? Maybe your lecturer, as a student, a community leader. Start by observing them. Then you can reach out to them respectfully, ask questions. More importantly, offer to help them with something, not just what you want to take. And that's how they will begin to develop interest in helping you become better. Mentorship is not about who you or what you try to collect. It's who you try to connect with. Until you connect, you can't collect. So it's the relationship that helps you to learn. There are people that no matter how much you have, you can't pay to be in their space. But mentorship and service gives you access to such individuals. Okay? So in programs, some of the programs like mine, I try to close the leadership gap by creating safe places for women or spaces. So young women can ask questions without even feeling judged. They practice speaking, they take, some of these things. And that is one of the amazing things that mentorship does for you. So it helps you reduce the level of mistakes and ignorance that you should have made. The long journey you may have, had, they will help you shorten it. It helps you see what you cannot see alone.
Preparing young women for leadership, Angela, is not their responsibility alone. So what role should families, schools, employers, and even the media play in raising the next generation of female leaders?
Leadership development is not the responsibility of young women alone. It is a shared responsibility. Families must learn to raise daughters with confidence and not fear, because protecting a girl should not mean limiting her exposure or her ambitions. Schools must intentionally create leadership opportunities for girls, maybe through debates, through student leadership roles, public speaking platforms, and not just academic excellence. For employers, we must mentor young women and create a safe environment where their voices are heard and respected. Then coming to the media must shift narratives. Because when we constantly portray women only in limited roles, we shrink their possibilities. But when we highlight female leaders, innovators, and thinkers, we begin to expand the ambition of young girls. It takes a supportive ecosystem to raise confident female leaders, and we must step up to that position.
As we mark the International Women's Day 2026, what is the practical action every young woman listening today can take within the next 30 days in preparation for leadership? So let's build a roadmap, action plan if you prefer, one after the other. Promise, do you want to go first?
You see, if I should say one practical action every young man can take in the next 30 days is take responsibility for one thing. Not too many things. Don't try to do a lot of things. I've been there when I tried to be everywhere, because I felt, I'm talented, I'm skillful, I'm resourceful, so I'm always everywhere. And it dissipates my journey, brought a lot of distractions. So one thing I'm going to say, take responsibility for one thing. Don't wait for don't try to do a lot of things or wait for one big opportunity. Just choose something, one, no matter whether it's small, but lead it well. You can start a small reading circle, not just something that want to put you out there, because people think that leadership is only when you are the spotlight, when you have the center attraction. No, leadership is first about you learning, in serving. So anything you are starting, let it be something that is central to your own learning. Part of how I also started, even when I was in secondary school, is to establish a small reading group that we even begin to volunteer in libraries. So the moment we go there to do one or two, we will study and then we'll share. Organize a community cleanup, not necessarily something that will give you the spotlight, that gives you the mic. And that is the issue. Everybody wants to be seen. Organize a committee, clean up, try a project, coordinate it, start discussion group online, let people see the people you are with, and let them be the one helping you to lead. So leadership is actually built through responsibility. I can't stop saying that. In the next 30 days, also invest in yourself. Read one book on leadership, on personal development, on self-growth or self-help. Improve on one skill. You can take communication skill or public speaking. You can say, okay, on budgeting, maybe a digital tool, because we're in a digital world. Importantly, write down the kind of woman you want to be. Let it be clear. Start from who you don't want to be, then connect to who you want to be. International Women's Day is not just celebration or about celebration. It's actually a reflection of many women who have championed true cause. And this is action. So the future of leadership in Nigeria will not just be inherited by us. It will be prepared for. Thank you.
And then Angela.
Now, what is one practical action I can recommend for any young woman or young girl out there today? If there is one thing every young woman listening to me right now can do in the next 30 days, it is this. Number one, choose growth intentionally. You must identify one area where you need improvement, maybe in self-confidence, public speaking, financial knowledge, or emotional discipline, and commit to working on it consistently for the next 30 days. Maybe read one book, take a course, join a mentorship space, start speaking up more often than you used to. You will become better by the time you stay consistent with this over the next 30 days. Let me tell you something. International Women's Day should not just only inspire us, it should move us to action. And my message to every young woman listening is very simple. You are not waiting to become a leader. You are preparing to lead starting from now. So leadership is not gender sensitive. Financial empowerment is not gender sensitive. Success is not gender sensitive. Financial stability is not gender sensitive, but you must build the capacity to lead. Start leading now, even from where you are, in your office, in your church, in your house. Begin to show the capacity of a leader, because the stage is waiting for you, but it is waiting for that version of you who is ready to take responsibility and stay accountable to their decisions. Thank you so much for having me, and it's truly a great honor to share from my wealth of knowledge on leadership on this International Women's Day.
Thank you so much, Promise Ogechukwu of the Promise Initiative for Leadership, Empowerment and Development, and Angela Kelechi Ibeako, Women Development Coach, Executive Director, She Can Transformation Foundation, and Real Estate Expert, for those powerful insights. To every young woman listening, remember, leadership does not begin when you are elected, appointed, or even promoted. It begins with preparation, and preparation begins today, right where you are. So take on leadership roles, do what you have and can, take action, hold accountable, and begin to prepare, because that is how you take on leadership spaces. This has been our International Women's Day 2026 special, how young women can prepare for leadership, today on Breakfast Show on Radio Nigeria, Coal City 99 FM, Enugu. Producer is Jude Owu, and the supervisor has been the General Manager, Coal City 99 FM, Kate Nebo. The executive producer is the Zonal Director, Radio Nigeria, Enugu Zonal Station, Dr. Ogechukwu. And my name is Ekene Odigwe. Thanking you for listening. And to everyone, have yourself a wonderful day. Good morning.